JJ does such a good job of finding music, but at the same time, it's a little too intense because you can't follow that. What the heck am I supposed to do right now? Like,
You needed like a
hey guys.
you need like a Royal Rumble like announcement for a mock draft. I don't think there's any other thing that could follow that.
I should be here with a trident and freaking I don't know. I don't know what to do. But yeah, so it was a couple weeks ago. I think we did our first round mock draft. A little bit more time constrained today. So we're going to do our first 7-round mock draft for the Green Bay Packers. I will be useful through maybe the first 2 rounds, and that's a big maybe. And then after that, you're 100% on your own because I don't have much. But hopefully we got the comment section rolling. We got quite a few people in here.
Let's go.
So drop your comments and let the good GM know what direction we should be going. I'm going to just go ahead and push start here, and it should just fast forward to the Green Bay Packers. I'm a little bit out of the loop in terms of, I mean, things are moving pretty quick with guys moving up and everything, and it kind of feels like I wish we were like the last couple years where we're picking at like 12 because there's so many awesome names in that range. I'm just going to reject all the offers because I don't want to sit here and try to figure all that out. And most of the offers suck anyways.
Yeah.
All right. So the big name here is Latu, who has fallen. I don't know the reasoning behind that. But we got that. We got Byron Murphy, Chop Robinson. Of course, we got J.J. McCarthy. I could just throw that up there for you. I know you're a big fan of that.
Oh, man.
But yeah, none of the exciting prospects that I've been looking at recently. No Quinion Mitchell or anything like that. So
has he jumped that high?
Oh yeah, he's sitting at I think he's at 19 right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, as he should be, I think.
Right.
Nick saw what I saw. Marvin Harrison, I think, went 22nd to Philly. Caleb went 11th to Minnesota. That's just not ideal. That's fine. They got off the board is the most important part.
Right, yeah. I was going to say, if we were doing pick by pick, then we'd be forced to trade up, and this whole thing would be ruined at that point right there. So we'll just pretend that didn't happen.
Nobody saw that.
No. And then Latu will just say fell for medical reasons, and here we are.
Yeah, this is interesting. Latu, I mean, what's there to really say? Like, just a savant rushing the passer, right? Like that's about as good as it gets right there. And maybe some people would say, well, could he play 4-3 end? I know he's a little bit lighter than like Van Ness and Gary. And Gary was at least coming out of college, but that's exciting. And I think Byron Murphy's exciting too. Like
pushing us in a certain direction, that's for sure. I mean, if we eliminate quarterbacks, it's like you're going edge or interior offensive line.
Yep.
And if we're assuming we're not going interior offensive line, we're kind of just picking, I mean, Byron Murphy or an edge rusher.
Pretty much, because I think the whole discussion around like Graham Barton, I think, is rooted in the fact that, like, I know we don't want to like just automatically move people inside because of arm length, right? Like sometimes you don't have to do that, but when it shows up as much as it does for Barton, and like it's as significant as it is, that's like a straight up kicker inside for sure. He has center experience. I imagine they wouldn't go that direction at 25 if given a lot of the options we see right now.
So I think the only other question, because I do want this to be semi-realistic, is there a chance that Latu falls for those kinds of reasons this far, or should we just say this is a glitch?
If he gets flagged for something at the combine,
yeah,
he could very well be on the
board. Entirely
right
possible,
now.
Sure.
Which, having medically retired, I mean, they were talking the same thing about Jalen Phillips, right? When he, entered the draft, and they were like, all right, if something comes up at the combine, we could be like, day 3 getting picked there. There always seems to be somebody that drops because of that, right? I think Owusu Koromoa had like something with like a heart condition or something that flagged up, and then he drops from like a lot of people thought top 20 all the way into the 50s for Cleveland. Like, it's probably going to happen to somebody. If he does fall here, and Goody's willing to like kind of, deal with that risk, I think it's a no-brainer. There are some decent corners there, Rakestraw and Lassett, are interesting. But yeah, I think you got to go Latu or you got to go Byron Murphy. I think Murphy's more of He's not quite. I know everybody's gonna be pining for the nose tackle.
Sure.
But he's more built than a Jerzon Newton, than a Chris Jenkins, at least from what I've heard about his weight potentially being under 300 as well. That
Sure.
like Murphy would probably fit really well with this D line.
All right. Well, I guess we'll take the gift that was given to us, and we'll go with
Yeah.
Latu.
It's hard not to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quarterbacks refuse to come off the board.
Yep. I like what Ryan did there. Ryan didn't like leave that little top row to see who's going at what pick. Like we're not doing that again.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Gosh dang, these QBs. McCarthy will be off by now. I'm pretty convinced of that.
Okay.
Oh, everybody sees Tavondre Sweat at 49 and is just begging right now. They are begging for it. And I'm just unsure if because he didn't even weigh in Mobile, which to me is like, okay, that like thing that like 6'4", 346 that Nagy threw out is probably not true.
Yeah.
And it's probably like 360 to 370. Which I mean that's what Texas listed him at. So
sure.
It's like 362 or something. That seems pretty big. That's it.
I'm not 100%. I mean, especially when you got guys like Newbin there and whatnot, like getting another defensive lineman that is kind of one-dimensional.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's my favorite option.
Right. Oh yeah. I mean, Powers Johnson, the two safeties feel like the obvious ones that we're looking at here. And so, would the Packers go with Powers Johnson at 334? I mean, they've stretched some things before. And I mean, if he's good enough, and like Powers Johnson's clearly good enough, could you play him at right guard right now if you like Myers? Absolutely. I don't think there's any question you could do that.
Yeah.
But like, I think it's Kinchins or Newbin, and I think that the struggle that balancing with Kinchins and Newbin is the fit, right? Could Newbin potentially be a single high? Maybe. I'm less sure about that than I am Kinchins being a single high safety. I just don't think Newbin has quite the range and long speed of a Kinchins, and it kind of shows up with stride length and all that. But if Hafley would switch to too high, I don't think it's close. Yeah. And like they stay in the too high stuff more, like Newbin just being in half the field, dropping into the hole, just picking things off, from the backside or the front side of a play. Like he's phenomenal.
I think that the hardest part for me now is like if we can get a really good safety, that's a no-brainer. But my issue is it's like I'm not sold on Kinchins. I don't know if Newbin's a fit. And as much as like interior offensive line isn't as maybe big of a thing, it just feels like JPJ is sort of like a lock. Like you don't worry about him coming in. So it's like if you're sold on one of these guys, they can come in, they can perform at a high level. We should definitely do it. Otherwise, let's get a slam dunk somewhere here.
Yeah, I think the scenario that I'll project out to draft day is that like Barton's available at 41 and Green Bay doesn't hesitate. Like that feels like very much something they would do. In this scenario, it's Powers Johnson. That's fine as well. We will take that. Could you imagine Latu and Powers Johnson be the first two picks?
Yeah, exactly.
So people be just like, yeah, shut the draft down. Why are we letting this team do this?
You guys messed up, man.
Yeah, this is like a.
Yeah, I think. All right, so we'll go ahead and do that.
Yeah, might as well.
We're getting straight A's by.
I don't know how we're not getting A pluses for these two.
Yeah, this doesn't make BS
sense. But all right.
Who will always go with the RAS? Yeah, it's true. I don't know where a lot of these guys are going to fall, but. Jeez.
This might be the greatest mock draft ever done here.
No kidding.
Goodness sakes.
I mean, is there anybody to even contemplate here?
I mean, probably not, honestly. Like, there's nobody like Carson feels like maybe at outside corner, but like there's way too many names in front of him that I would consider as well. Like, imagine.
That's it right there.
Yeah, right. Imagine just going to Goody and be like, hey, Goody, like, listen, I know you don't draft bigger dudes, but like Powers Johnson and Cooper Beebe on the same offensive line where you could fill both of those spots is just utterly nasty. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a
All right.
discussion.
Okie
this
dokie. There's your
point.
A plus.
Yeah, guaranteed right there. That's sick.
This draft is just nutty.
Yeah. That's the thing with the simulators. You never know. They just they can.
I was
they
gonna
can
say it
churn
just
out
stopped.
some.
Like, wait a minute. What do we got going on
They
here?
could churn out some interesting. Oh man.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I wonder who's going to jump out to the Packer fans here. Probably the guy at 72.
Oh yeah. I see him.
That's probably
He's
the
been
name
a
that jumps out, right?
Huge fan.
I think it's going to be
Packer fans.
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard not to take him with one of these two, to be honest, just because you've got your safety. If you're going to add cornerback help, like, might be the spot to do it.
Sure.
Feels like Brooks might be the only running back off at this point, which could very well be. Maybe it'll be like 2 or 3 at the most running backs before Green Bay picks in this third round.
Sure.
And there's a lot of guys still there. There's a lot. How are we gonna do it?
All right. I mean,
I think it makes sense. Other than if
yeah.
like you're more worried about losing like Amagaji
right
at tackle in the next 2 picks before they pick again, that would be the only other direction. I think if you land both, it's insane. But if I think people are like hesitant, well, Drew D's now we're getting insane. Now we're like, all right, how much
runner
can
on safety? Let's go.
Right. How much range can you have on a defense? Let's find out. That's what Drew's presenting right now. So
all right, let's see if we can do that. Let's try Max Melton here.
I think
another A plus.
Yeah, he's still there.
Reject,
so is
reject,
Bullock.
Reject.
Oh man, Bullock's still there too. What a nutty thing to be looking at right now. I actually do. I think this is a good thing to bring up. I know we've already landed Jackson Powers Johnson this mock, but like Zach Zinter, I feel like people have now forgotten about him because he got hurt, right? And didn't get down to the Senior Bowl, any of that stuff, and so has been on the mend. But like he's listed at least at 6'6", 315. That's like right in the wheelhouse of Green Bay. Yeah. That is like plug and play right guard material as well, and we've kind of forgotten about him.
You're replacing a Michigan guy with a Michigan guy, right?
This is true. Yeah, this is true, and it feels it. Yeah, I'm also with Nick on this. Junior Colson at linebacker, big fella, could end up being let others run and chase. Yeah, Ethan, we drafted him, man.
He's very excited about. He's a second round pick.
I mean, he's ours, thrilled. Man. If you're thrilled,
he's just celebrating.
Awesome.
He's just excited.
Yeah.
I think.
No, that's sick. Yeah, it'd be hard not to do Amagaji because it's like, okay, long-term tackle, like you now have like, more potential thrown in the fire. I'm sure people, like our backups as well, like Caleb Jones, who I feel like is even taking a snap. I feel like he has not, but it is what it is. You could go Trotter as well. He's a little smaller though, right? So I know they're probably going to give like this like a C plus or something, but like Colson is like right in the linebacker wheelhouse. And yeah, Ryan, we did mention Amagaji, who, I mean, at this point in the draft, like the thing with the linebacker thing is, I'm not meaning to ramble for 8 years, Ryan, just cut me off, whatever.
You're good.
Notre Dame backers looked pretty decent in Mobile, Bertrand especially. I think Cedric Gray's still available. Right, like there's a decent bit of linebackers you could kind of go, okay, if you need somebody to just kind of play downhill, I think Colson does a little bit more than that, but you can kind of find those guys. So I'm not opposed to going nuclear with Bullock. That'd be hilarious. I mean, Benson's an interesting fit because I don't think he's the best with zone running processing skills. He seems more of like the gap dude to just like, hey, hit this, and he does. I'd be 100% down for Amagaji here.
I think that makes sense. That's kind of where I'm leaning on all this. Another A plus.
Wait till we find out that like Colson makes it to like oh no, he's gone. But if he made it to 126, we're just like
we're flying
it's going. It's
Well, I know Peyton has been getting a ton of hype. I wasn't. Oh, he's gone. I wasn't super as high on him, but I know a lot of calls been coming in about him.
I'm sure. Yeah. I think it's the size thing too, right?
Yeah,
He was like 6'4" or 6'3" and like 238.
we're gonna have to draft him.
Yeah, we got to draft Powers Johnson. I think.
Yeah, we should do it.
Ethan's gonna be on here draft night with you guys, and like if he's available at 25, that's all you're gonna see. Which fair.
He's gonna be starting at pick 1.
Other than like Fuaga, I don't know who else you would say like just was lights out during the week other than him. Like maybe Roman Wilson, but like yeah, it's
where's my guy at, by the way? I just want to make sure we don't miss him. Okay, he's still there. We're good. It's my only request for the GM. Don't miss my running back.
Oh, okay.
I want Lauby.
Okay. I'm
miss.
Down. There's a lot of, and that you could show the running backs. There's a lot still there.
Yeah.
Like Lloyd's a fit. I think Jalen Wright is definitely one. Probably, the fastest guy for his size at the combine at running back. I don't think there's any question. He's in the 210 to 220 range, and he has been clocked at 23.6 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Before. So the only thing I know people are commenting Irving, if he's under 190, like people think he is, I'm just not sure he's going to be, on Green Bay's board. Like Jones, I know was like 208 when Green Bay drafted him. Like they're still looking for enough size at the position. It's kind of like the wide receiver thing, right? So if we've discussed it, they did it with Jaden Reed. So if they love Irving, maybe they will. But it feels more likely that Lloyd or Wright are going to be their guys here.
Amadeo, I was not planning on it because I don't usually like how these things turn out as podcasts, but I think this would actually work. So yeah, I'll go ahead and make this a podcast for sure. All right, so where are we leaning here?
What was available on the all? I apologize for going back there.
Sorry.
I know people want running back, and there's only one pick we got for 41 spots. So, I mean, if they were going to double up at safety, to me, we're done with O-line, obviously. I think that's very clear. Yeah. But if they were going to double dip at safety, and they're like, we want the true free safety, strong safety. You're playing way back. You're playing in the box. Cole Bishop probably does that for you. So,
yeah.
He would be the guy that enforce, tackle in the box, help out in the run game with run fits, all that stuff. Otherwise, if you're doubling up at corner, Cam Hart had a nice Senior Bowl week, big physical player. But, he is. That's true. Lloyd is 2 years older. Yeah, that's a good point by Drew. They really do a nice job.
It's so funny that we got straight A's, and I'm sitting here going, what are we really missing right now? I feel like if the draft ended, we'd be like, all right, that's fine.
Yeah, I think so.
There's nothing dire that we need.
We could go Irving for fun. I'm not opposed to doing so.
I know, but then Lobby's going to come, and I'm going to say we just got a running back, and then I'm going to cry, and you don't want to see me cry.
There's a lot of running backs. I think we could wait there. I think it's probably between Bishop and Hart for me.
All right.
I think that's
waiting to see if anybody's got it. Do we have we got a vote for Irving earlier?
We did get a vote for Irving,
which makes me sad. Bishop. All right.
The vote doing Bishop. All right.
Utah safety, Cole Bishop. I dig it, man. We got
it's a great contrasting style.
Yeah, two solid safeties relatively early. I like that. I feel good about them.
Okay, I was gonna say, Irving was sitting there a while, man. Hold the phone.
Oh no.
Oh, of course.
You dirty.
Of course, it's Baltimore, man.
Oh,
Baltimore would do that.
Oh,
that's a very Baltimore thing.
Fine. Well, then I'm sorry we didn't get Irving. My apologies.
Oh,
I messed that up.
We could go really insane here.
Should we get a punter right now?
I was actually thinking the guy above the punter.
You like him?
I think he could be, because a lot of people are like, okay, he's 240. Is he going to be able to play true tight end? Because he's a really good blocker. He's really, really good blocker. They let him, be the guy crossing on split zone to the backside of the plays, and they're giving him the ball. He's catching passes. He's running decent routes. And then he came in at 254. and then he was still looking fluid. He's still physical. Like this could be the DeGuara replacement, and you
There
could
you
be
go.
just absolutely nasty in 13.
Yeah, that's the only sales pitch I needed is that he's the DeGuara replacement. It's not third round, so
That's true.
I don't see any problems with that.
I don't know if what's after Lufa at linebacker. So I know that's going to be. There's still some guys we don't pick till 203. Could we play play the positional value game here and hope that one of those top four is still there at 203?
Yeah,
I think all of them would fit, all four of them.
I would guess.
Where else would we go? We've gone edge.
Are there any other DeGuara replacements here for later?
Trying to look at like, all right, who can kind of be a combo player? This is a good bit now. I like
Yeah,
this.
right.
This is a great bit that we're doing.
Mock draft derailed.
Barner seems more like an inline only. Wiley seems like the pass catcher. So does Holker. Stogner's always been more of a pass catching type. Drew, I'm there. I'm there with you. I'm there with you.
We know Drew's vote.
We do. Is Wright still there at running back? Oh,
yep.
Man, he is.
Not for long though.
Ooh, yeah, not for long. Man, if he's there this late, I can't imagine they wouldn't be pouncing on that. I want Sanat badly, but like Wright's probably the right call here. I think over.
And what's the elevator pitch on Jalen Wright?
You give him space, he's pretty much housing it.
Okay, all right. There were quite a few of those I remember when I was watching. It was like I don't know how much I like them, but they hit a crease and they're gone. Yeah, he's probably one of them actually.
He's probably not one of the best guys in terms of like feel, but because I know like Tennessee's offense was very kind of like, wide splits, vertical. The wide splits will help us in the run game, so Wright gets favorable boxes. But I mean, with that speed, especially this late too. Like, are you going to be really upset if a Jalen Wright doesn't pan out and it's like round 5 or 6?
Yeah, I actually did kind of grade him relatively high. Home run hitter, fast and scary when he finds space.
He's pretty big too. He's not 170 pounds or anything like that. He's
5'11", 210, and projected 40 time of 4.31. I know.
Yeah,
that feels like a thing.
Probably 4.31. Yeah, might as well add that to the room. I think.
Sure, let's just go
just kind of go from there. Listen, Sanat would be a lot of fun. There's no doubt. I talk myself into doing that multiple times when I'm doing mocks. I'm like, oh, would they dare? I think the only other question would be, other than linebacker, of course, which looks like Curtis Jacobs is available. Maybe Bertrand is too, which he had a nice day, clocked in some pretty good speed too. Trevin Walsh, any of those top 3 probably make a ton of sense there. I think the only other thing is like, Jackson Powers Johnson, are you locking him into one spot? And do you feel comfortable? If you lock him into center, do you feel comfortable about guard depth behind that?
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea to start hammering some interior stuff. We might need 2 guys plus depth.
Yeah. So that's the one thing I think maybe that we're missing here.
Yeah.
That and linebacker, of course. Those are really the 2 things. I don't know what's available at interior offensive line at this point. Obviously, there's a lot of okay. I'm gonna check somebody's numbers really fast because Brian Maffey's on the threshold stuff and he's got all of the stuff in the database. I'm wondering if we got. So I want to check Charles Turner's numbers because they let him play guard and center at the Senior Bowl. Kingsley, Ladarius Keegan. Where's Keegan from Michigan too? So I want to make sure we're getting guys that make sense for their kind of
Yeah, versatility is
archetype.
pretty
Yeah.
important too.
Okay, Trevor Keegan 6'5", 308. That's you pack on a few more pounds, you're right in the wheelhouse of kind of what Green Bay like.
He's not happy.
Hey, we got, Tyler Davis could come back, Ben Sims,
It'd be fine. You're
that's
crying. You got
yeah,
Ben Sims, bro. Come on.
yeah. This is a good point from Drew. Like, do you think they'll just continue to grab tackles and convert them to guards?
That's a good point. Yeah.
We could always check tackle as well. Yeah. Oh man, yes. Do we want to? We could go back to the FCS well once again. Oh yeah. Yep. 6'5" and 7/8, 310. Garrett Greenfield. Might be able to wait for him, but like that feels.
That's the guy.
That might
probably wait at least one more pick for that.
That might be the
That's a tackle going to guard for the Packers.
Yep. Oh, here we go. Yes. Okay. Right tackle in 21, left tackle in 22. Solid pass, high quality pass pro in 22. Run blocking still needs a little bit of polish.
That's him.
Very Packers.
Found him
right there. We
nailed
got
it.
him. We'll get him at some point.
Draft the superior pending.
Wow. How many rounds later? I'd say we grab the linebacker quick, and we could probably.
Which one you want, Curtis? You think? Or was it Bertrand?
Really fast. Because Trevin Wallace is 6'1", 244. He's a big guy. Jacobs is 236. That works. What about Bertrand? 235. Yeah, so it's really, I think Bertrand was like really fast at the Senior Bowl, clocked in some really fast times. Like that feels like a lot of range of space. You want the downhill player, it might be Wallace with a lot of size. So,
all right. Well,
I'd say we roll Trayvon Wallace from Kentucky.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Let's go Wallace.
Nice.
Another
nice
A+.
A+ right there.
What's going on here? Just killing it. And then we're looking for our guy. We lose him?
Oh, we did.
What?
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Someone was keyed in on that.
No kidding.
They're listening on the.
Dude, somebody's checking out the podcast and they're.
Yeah, I guess so.
Guys.
I wonder if the other guy in the interior is still there from South Dakota State. He might not be, but there's a chance he's way down as well. Just because people probably haven't heard of him a lot. Yep.
McCormick?
Yep.
Well, he'll be there until 250.
Well, we thought so, and then we thought with the other guy, and then we got, just it was very.
You're gonna give us our first F grade with this one.
That's true, but we probably would have been an F with the Greenfield one too. I think he. Where's his numbers? Because he should be in here too. I don't know if he's listed. At center, but I'm looking for his
I'd give you a shout out, but I'm not even gonna Copa. Thanks for watching, Copa.
Nice, that's cool. Watching live Kenya. Nice. The fans are everywhere. Truly.
Right.
And this might be why Green Bay will be potentially playing their opener in Brazil.
That would be crazy.
Just think, chat, about the Packernet goes global. Where is this other South Dakota State cat? I don't want his. I think his numbers are pretty good. I think we could roll with that. It will probably.
Like he's there.
Oh, he's not. Oh, that's.
No, I was talking about Ali at running back is gone.
Oh, he is. Darn it. That would have been nice as well. Well, guys, unfortunately, I think we're gonna get a nice high quality F for this pick, but
Here he is. You want McCormick?
Yeah, I think we roll with it right here.
There it is.
That's unfortunate.
There it is.
I'm okay with that after getting an A+ at 203 overall. You don't usually get those. Usually people aren't grading that far down and going, "Yep, that's an A+." They'll just throw a B on. They'll slap a B on there and be like, "Yeah, it's probably fine." I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We got interior. There's only 2 things left. 2 picks, backup QB, D line. Oh, that's Jordan Whittington's big body at wide receiver blocks his butt off too.
Yeah, we're gonna get destroyed. Either way, for not getting a wide receiver until this long. But 0 is
Oh
probably.
no, Ali is still there. He's just
Is he
off the
he's right
screen
here.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, I see him.
Wouldn't be mad at that, honestly. Oh, cornerback depth. That's probably a good point by Nick. We did not grab a second corner. We're just big believers in Carrington Valentine. He had that one game. He's elite. So I don't know why we're so worried.
It's locked up, man.
At least what's nice about
needs-
Melton is he can play slot and outside.
Oh yeah.
So that's good news. Yeah, what's left at corner after Sheridan Jones, I guess, is the real question. Oh, people like Andrew Phillips a lot.
All right, we're getting a tornado warning, so let's rip through these last couple.
Yeah.
I gotta go round up my kids.
Let's go Andrew Phillips from Kentucky. Let's get that cornerback depth. I think that's a good idea.
All right.
And we'll see what we can get for this. Yeah, I can hear the wind picking up outside right now. I can hear
my wife
like,
she just called me. She's like, I left. Can you take care of the kids? They're scared. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. And then my phone blows up with a tornado warning. I'm like, all right, we got to wrap it up.
Yeah. Let's go Rashid Ali from Marshall. He's there.
Hey,
look at that. Double up at running back.
Rasheen Ali.
How about it?
All right, folks. Well, there you go.
Loaded.
I'll give you a quick recap here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate y'all.